What's up, YouTube, man? Welcome back to the channel. You guys know what we do here, man. We break down scary, creepy TikToks, man. Anything and everything, man. We got it all here. TikToks that's gonna make you question reality, that will give you chills, raise your vibrations, woke TikToks, man. Anything and everything you can find right here on this channel. Once again, man, like I said, guys, as you guys can see, I changed the layout again. I'm taking guys' feedback into consideration, man. Some of you guys said the screen was too big. Some of you guys, when I changed it, you said it was too small. So I think this is the perfect medium. It's the best of both worlds. I'm not taking up half the screen, and my screen's not like super small. So I think this is like the best way. This is the best setup going forward. Got a good one for you guys today, man. Just dive on in.
Did you guys know that these Disney stars were arrested and some even spent time in prison? Starting with the one that shocked me the most, Phil Lewis, who played Mr. Mosby on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. He went to prison for manslaughter. So in 1991, way before The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody aired, Phil killed a 21-year-old girl while drinking and driving. But he was released early and only served 1 year because of the work he did in prison. Next, we got Debbie Ryan, who played Bailey Pickett on The Sweet Life on Deck. When Debbie was 22 years old, she was arrested and charged with a DUI after she crashed her car with another person and severely injured them. Okay, this one's crazy. Back in 2018, Adam Hicks, who starred in Zeke and Luther, was arrested after going around pointing guns at people and robbing them with the help of his girlfriend, Danny. He ended up getting only 5 years in prison, and now he's pursuing his music career and he's on TikTok. Now, this one definitely caught me off guard because Mitchell Musso played such an innocent kid on Hannah Montana, but he was arrested for public intoxication on August 26th of this year when he apparently stole a bag of chips from a store, but he denies this ever happened. Mitchell was also arrested back in 2011 when he was 20 years old for a DUI. Let me know which one surprised you the most because mine was Mr. Mosby.
This
I think mine would have to be Mr. Mosby as well, bro. Like I said, Sweet Life, Zack and Cody. I grew up watching that show, and I never knew. I never knew the freaking story behind that, man. Behind him, he looks so freaking like innocent, man. It just shows you, man, how you never truly know a person, bro. And it's been happening with those Disney stars, but it's like once they get out, they just take a dark turn. I don't know, man, if it's just Hollywood or if it's just what they were going through, man. Your thoughts, man, down below. Which one surprised you the most?
is why you should always be aware of your surroundings. A woman was walking home one night with her child when this happened. Everything's normal until a man comes out from the darkness.
What?
He then proceeds to go to the door and start banging on it, seemingly trying to get inside to the mother and her child. Ali Porath, the mother who was seen in this video, later took to social media to explain that this all happened at around 7 p.m. at night when she was returning home and getting groceries. She explains that she had seen that man before, waiting out alone in front of her house, just watching. But ever since this happened, she hasn't seen him. And that's why it's always important to be aware of your surroundings.
This man served the short.
That's crazy, bro. Like I said, I felt like when he saw that camera, he knew, oh yeah, he got caught. That's why he didn't get back. But she said he had been like freaking outside watching her, bro. That's why he said you always have to be aware of your surroundings, cause like you never know who's watching you, man. And they can just try to take that chance or take the opportunity to do something that's gonna freaking change your life forever, man. So always be aware of your freaking surroundings, bro. And what you guys thoughts down below.
Shortest prison sentence of all time. Shane Jenkins told a lady that he was going to break her window. So later that night, he went to her house and broke her window with a broom. But the lady was prepared and called the police. By the time the police got there, Shane had already ran away. A few hours later, he was eventually caught and he wrote an apology letter to the police and the lady. The case then went to court and the judge sentenced him to 50 minutes in jail.
What was the point then? 50 minutes?
This Iowa teen was crying and broke down during his sentencing for taking his teacher's life over a bad grade.
So sorry. 2 years ago, I made the worst decision of my life, and I take full responsibility for what I did. What I've taken can never be replaced. this situation doesn't end as tragically as it began, and that someday something positive can come from this tragedy.
The judge sentenced him to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 25 years after he helped his friend in ending their teacher's life because she gave his friend a bad grade. The two high school students decided to take revenge from her after she failed his friend, which prevented him from a study program abroad.
The defendant was pretty blatant in his, I would almost call it bragging about his activities on Snapchat.
He had every opportunity to prevent this from happening.
What do you think about this, and what caused these teens to act this extreme way?
I thought he did it, but no, it was him and his friend. They did it and they went on bragging on her about Snapchat. All over a grade that stopped them from studying from abroad, man. It's like people nowadays, kids, doesn't matter, kids, teenagers, adults, bro. Anything like can push them over the edge and then make them do something like truly horrific, man. You never know that there's danger like lurking around your corner, man. You never know who you're sent to, you're talking to, man. They could have some like evil thoughts in mind, bro. Crazy, man. Lost down below. Some in that shadow.
A 13-year-old is charged with doing the unimaginable to his mother. Irina Garcia was just 39 years old when she was killed in her sleep on the 12th of October. She'd given birth just weeks prior to the horrific incident. It's reported that her 13-year-old son called police to tell them he'd killed his mother. He reportedly told them that there was blood all over and asked for police to come. When he was asked for his address, he stated that he didn't know. Police rushed to the scene and arrested the child. He was reportedly very apologetic when they got there. They found his mother deceased next to the cot where her 2-week-old baby was sleeping. Luckily, the baby was unharmed. The 13-year-old will be tried as an adult on first-degree murder charges after the fatal stabbing of his mum. At his bond hearing, his dad and Nan begged for him to be released on house arrest. His dad described him as a humble and peaceful child. Professionals described the 13-year-old as sweet and respectful, reportedly very popular amongst staff at the detention center. There is still no known motive, and it remains a mystery what went on.
This sheepdog...
That's freaking crazy, bro. A 13-year-old took his mom's life, man, when she was right next to her 2-year-old daughter. And they seem like, and people talking about her saying how respectful he is and things of that nature. Like, what the heck? What pushed him over the edge? Or did he just snap? It's like mind-blowing, bro. He just snapped and became like a completely different person.
Killed 8 coyotes while protecting its sheep. This video is of sheepdog Casper fighting off a pack of 11 coyotes who were trying to kill his sheep and eat them. Casper ended up killing 8 of them, but he was badly injured. The fight lasted more than a half an hour, and Casper's owner said that he disappeared for 2 days after the brutal fight. They were quoted saying, "We knew he was hurt because we found parts of his tail and blood and other things. So we were very worried." Casper eventually returned home with visible injuries. His owner said it looked like the coyotes just grabbed his skin and ripped it off. Casper was a watchdog for a flock of sheep in Georgia, United States. He was confronted by 11 coyotes and he had to choose whether to fight or fight because there was a flock of sheep and a pregnant dog under his watch. So Casper fought off 11 coyotes, of which he killed 8 in the initial attack, and then ran off into the forest and chased down the 3 other coyotes that escaped and killed them one by one. Casper then returned a week later with injuries to his neck, paws, and his tail was missing. He is now recovering. This might honestly be the Superman of dogs, and if you never heard the story about Casper the dog, well, now you have.
Today, Frankie officially filed for divorce from his wife Ruby after she was arrested almost 3 months ago on child abuse charges. Today, Wednesday, November 29th, Kevin Frankie filed a petition for divorce in 4th District Court. As with all divorce petitions in Utah, the petition is sealed. However, according to a domestic relations injunction that was also filed today, Both sides are required to not harass each other, commit DV against each other, or interfere with the other party's insurance during the divorce proceedings. That injunction is also meant to prevent both Ruby and Kevin Franke from talking badly about the other in front of their children. It is written as they cannot, quote, attempt to influence the children's preference regarding custody or parent time, or say or do anything that would negatively affect the love and affection of the children for the other party.
Has to be fair.
While Ruby Franke has been charged with 6 felony counts of child abuse, Kevin Franke has yet to be charged in connection with the crimes. And he has maintained his innocence since his arrest and has been working to get custody of the minor children while Ruby is in prison. Ruby Franke and her business partner Jody Hildebrandt remain in prison with no bail, and their next court hearing has yet to be scheduled.
It's a crazy case.
This woman.
What the hell was that, man? Light was blinking in, out, in, out. Heard something growling, man. What do you guys think that was? Was that like an edit, or did he catch like a wolf or something, man, or a bear or something? I need to know, man. I forget. Creep me out, bro. I want to know your thoughts down below.
44-year-old J.D. Watts intentionally handed her mother, who had severe dementia, a handgun so that she could just take her own life. J.D. was her mother's primary caregiver, and it's been said that she was just sick and tired of taking care of her mother. On September 10th, home surveillance footage shows J.D. leaving her mother's bedroom with a handgun. Then she showed her mother how to use it and basically told her to use it on herself. 72-year-old Linda then fired 2 shots, taking her own life. Investigators found evidence of J.D. being extremely cruel to her mother. She was constantly speaking down to her and referred to her as a toddler. J.D. always complained about being her mother's caregiver and just wanted her to die. But she did not get away with this and was charged with felony murder in the 2nd degree.
This survival story.
That's freaking crazy, bro. Calling your mom a toddler and now you have to take care of her. She had dementia, so of course you was gonna have to take care of her, man. She made her own mom end her life, bro. And when she was in that state of mind too, you knew, like, yeah, she could be easily manipulated, bro. Shows you the lengths people will go to, man, in order not to be attached to somebody. Give your own kids to their parents, bro. That's a damn shame. Thoughts down below.
Story reminds me of why I don't explore caves. On July 23, 2018, 12 members of the Wild Boar soccer team and their coach decided to explore one of Thailand's longest caves as a fun after-practice activity. Shortly after entering, a flash flood hit, which pushed them 2.5 miles deeper into the cave until they reached a spot high enough to get out of the water. The flood filled the cave's entrance with water, trapping the team inside for 17 days. They had originally only planned on being in the cave for about an hour, so they didn't bring any food. For the first 9 days, they had to rely on fresh water that dripped from the cave's stalactites. They also meditated to save energy and to avoid thinking about food. The boys, who were ages 11 to 16, each took turns digging a 16-foot hole into the cave trying to get out, but luckily, a pair of divers finally spotted them on July 2nd and notified authorities. Over a 3-day mission, an international group of cave diving experts led by the Thai Navy SEALs were able to successfully rescue all 12 boys and their coach. It wasn't easy though, as the rescue required each boy to wear a full diving mask, be tethered between 2 divers, and to swim for hours through extremely tight passages. Sadly though, a former Thai Navy SEAL died after he ran out of oxygen underwater while trying to save the team.
Another shocking...
That story is freaking crazy, bro. Like I said, I'm not a big cave explorer, cave, anything, man. It's just like freaking stories like that, man. Freaking scary, bro. How like a simple trip, it can take in a completely different turn, man, and something else could happen, bro. And I'm not, a fan of tight space and stuff like that. I just don't do that, man. Thankfully, they all freaking escaped, but one of the freaking Navy SEALs lost his life, man, trying to save a kid, bro. Tell me what you guys think, man, the case down below. Do you guys explore caves and other stuff like that?
Story coming out of Colorado, guys. Early Monday morning, this man shot and killed himself, his wife. He also shot and injured one of his children and also shot at police officers. This happened around 12:15 a.m. Monday morning in Jefferson County, which is just south of Lakewood. A family member inside the home called 911 saying that the father had a gun and was shooting at the mother. There were 3 children inside the home, and thankfully they were all able to escape. The suspect is 54-year-old James Aragon. When officers arrived on the scene, he shot at them as well as his children. One of the children was actually shot in the leg, but they are saying it's a non-life-threatening injury. A bullet also grazed the pant leg of a deputy, but it actually hit his cell phone and he was not injured. When SWAT made their way into the home, that's when they found a deceased woman, his wife, who had been beaten and shot, as well as James Aragon, who apparently died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The 3 children who were there are now with some family members. I really hope they are able to heal from this.
Me too, man. Insane case, bro.
Ionized Yeast presents Light on Everybody.
This is insane. This pilot was sucked out of a plane during a flight from England to Spain. This happened on June 10th, 1990 on a British Airways flight when 27 minutes into the flight, 2 of the cockpit windows came off, which caused the pilot, Timothy Lancaster, to be sucked out. But you would think that someone wouldn't survive this. Well, Timothy did. Since the plane was going at such a high speed, his entire body got trapped against the outside of the plane window, but his legs were still in the plane. That's when one of the flight attendants quickly grabbed Timothy's legs and held on the entire time while the co-pilot controlled the plane and tried to land right away. So imagine everyone on that flight was freaking out while Timothy was trapped against the plane for a remainder of 20 minutes at nearly 650 kilometers per hour. And by the way, if Timothy was let go, his body would have landed on the side of the wing and made its way into the engine, which would have caused the plane to crash. Fortunately, the co-pilot was able to safely land the plane, and when an investigation was done, it was discovered that the maintenance crew had replaced the window panels with incorrect bolts, which caused the windows to be blown out. Timothy explains that he was in and out of consciousness but barely remembers anything, which thank God. And get this, Timothy was back to work only 5 months later. Personally, I would never step into a plane again, let alone fly it.
That's freaking crazy, bro. How the heck he survived, man? 20 minutes, bro. That man probably had to hold on for like dear life, bro. You wouldn't think somebody could survive an ordeal like that, man. It just shows you, man, like how somebody makes a mistake. Those workers, they made a mistake on the window. How like one little mistake, it can affect the whole freaking airplane, bro. Almost cost that man his life, man. Crazy case. Tell me guys' thoughts in the comment section down below.
Pitbulls ripped this man's face off, killing him, and it's absolutely brutal. This 46-year-old man named Aglacer Pereira was going for his morning walk one day when he was suddenly attacked and brutally killed by dogs. He was ambushed by 7 pit bulls and had his face completely ripped off. They escaped from a farm and attacked the first thing they saw, which was Aglacer. A brave passerby rescued him from the gruesome attack and called an ambulance. They then helped the victim down the road to meet the emergency vehicle. Aglacer was rushed to the Santa Cruz Hospital in central Pinho, over 20 miles away from the area where the incident took place. The pit bulls had completely bitten off all the skin on his face, leaving his skull completely exposed. The only way I could really describe how his face looked is if you poured red paint all over a white skull and let it dry. He had no eyes, no lips, no nose, no facial features at all. It was just skull and blood and some skin left over and some tissue. I really don't recommend looking up the photo because it will make you lose sleep. It's absolutely disturbing. But after Aglacer arrived at the hospital, he tragically succumbed to his injuries. Can you just imagine enjoying your daily walk and you see 7 pit bulls running towards you? I know I would be absolutely terrified. I feel so bad for Aglacer, and may he rest in peace. This is absolutely brutal.
911, what's the address to your emergency?
I just killed my son.
What do you mean you just killed your son?
I'm hearing voices.
Oh, okay. How old's your son?
6.
Where's your son now?
He's dead.
Dead where?
In the living room.
All right. Do you have any weapons?
Can you just send in cops?
Yeah, we're doing that now. What's your name?
Matt Pomeranko.
I'm sorry, the first name?
Matt.
Matt? Spell your last name for me, Matt.
Ponomarenko.
Oh, son, bro.
What's your son's name?
Jack.
Jack?
Jax, Jax.
And you said you're hearing voices?
Yes.
All right, how did you kill your son?
With a baseball bat.
You killed him with a baseball bat?
Mm-hmm.
And why did you kill him with a baseball bat?
I don't know.
Was there anyone else there with you and him?
No.
Like, imagine what's going through the operator's mind, man, when they be hearing like horrific stuff over the phone, man, and having to take down all that information, bro. I couldn't do that job. I couldn't, man. Tell me in the comment section down below, guys. Think of that case. Again, what the hell was that, man? We hearing the bells? Hearing like a freaking creature or something, man? Was that an edit? Or was that, like I said, was that like an animal or something running towards him, man? It was so dark, you could barely see, bro. Thoughts down below, man. Those videos always gets me. I don't know if it's edits or if it's an animal or something, man. They always get me.
I didn't mean to kill Oscar. Actually, I really did it. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Dylan Shoemaker walked into a state Supreme courtroom pleading his case, telling his victim's mother and the court he's remorseful for what he did. Shoemaker was sentenced Friday for beating 23-month-old to life.
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
Austin Smith was completely defenseless. That's a given. But there were other dynamics at work there, including my client's inability to either control his anger or frustration and his inexperience in babysitting.
Based on his short life now, what is to say he won't do this again?
Well, we don't know that. I think it's completely unlikely. It was a situational, circumstantial thing.
In Judge M. William Bowler's last words to Shoemaker, he told the now 17-year-old that in his short life, he's caused so much despair to so many people. Bowler said he minimizes his actions.
The record will show that you admitted that on July 23rd, 2013, in a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me," end quote.
Afterwards, Shoemaker was sentenced to 25 years to life behind bars.
Like I said, on that freaking call when he was in that holder cell, he showed no remorse. Then when, like I said, you get in front of the judge and the jury, it's a whole different story. That's when the reality hits you that, hey, I did like horrific act and I'm gonna have to face the consequences, man. Like when you get in front of that jury, so there's no time to cry now because you did that horrific act, so you gotta face the consequences, whatever it's gonna be, bro. Like I said, like he got in front of the mall, just started crying, just played a completely different story, man, from what he said on freaking on the phone on that cell, man. Shows you maybe not that tough, or don't try to be something you're not, man. You guys know the drill.
This is Kids Who Kill, Part 11. After Erin Caffey's parents told her she couldn't see her boyfriend anymore, she had her whole family murdered in their sleep. The Caffey family consisted of parents Terry and Penny, 16-year-old Erin, and her 8 and 13-year-old brothers Tyler and Matthew. They all lived in Alba, Texas, and were a happy family who was heavily involved in their church. But in early 2008, Erin started dating 18-year-old Charlie Wilkinson, and it wasn't long after this that her entire personality changed. She started skipping church and failing her classes, and she became really standoffish with her parents. But the two got serious really fast. Charlie gave Erin a promise ring that once belonged to his grandma, and the two were very open about wanting to get married. But one day, Terry and Penny decided to look Charlie up online and found that his MySpace was really sexual and that he was a heavy drinker, so they told Erin that she could no longer see him anymore. Because of this, Erin wanted revenge and started planning to have Charlie murder her entire family. So on March 1st, 2008, Charlie and Erin, along with their friend Charles Wade and his girlfriend, followed through with her plan. Charlie told Erin that he would have to kill her younger brothers so as not to leave a witness, and she responded, quote, "I don't care, just do what you gotta do," end quote. While the girls waited outside, Charlie and Charles broke into the Caffey family home and went up to Terry and Penny's bedroom. They then shot them multiple times. Terry somehow managed to survive this and saw that it was Charlie. At some point, Charlie's gun jammed, so Charles pulled out a samurai sword and nearly decapitated Penny. And unfortunately, Terry had to watch this happen. Before blacking out, Terry heard the two go into Tyler's bedroom, in which he asked why Charlie was doing this before they shot and killed him. They then went into Matthew's bedroom, where they took turns stabbing him to death with the sword. They then looted the house and set it on fire. Terry somehow came to while the fire was consuming the house, and although he was badly injured, he managed to throw himself out of a window, where it then took him an hour to crawl to a neighbor's house for help. Terry was then rushed into emergency surgery, and when he awoke, he told authorities one name: Charlie Wilkinson. Charlie was arrested soon after this, and authorities found Erin in his trailer not long after. She claimed that she had been kidnapped and had nothing to do with the murder of her family. But both Charlie and Charles told authorities that it was all Erin's idea. Erin's kidnapping story soon fell apart, and it came to light that she was the mastermind behind the entire thing. She even openly talked about killing her family in front of her friends. All 4 of them were charged with 3 counts of capital murder. Charlie and Charles were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and Erin was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 40 years. Prosecutors initially sought the death penalty for the 2 men, but Terry requested otherwise. He stated, quote, "Killing these boys will not bring my family back," end quote. Since this, Terry has maintained a relationship with his daughter. She still denies any role in the murders, and Terry believes her.
She did the horrific act, man. All to be with her boyfriend, bro. She was the mastermind behind the whole thing, man. And that guy at the end, man, for him not to freaking press for the death penalty, it just shows the type of person that he was, bro. And he still maintains a relationship with the daughter who set the whole thing up, and he believes her when she I guess she says that she didn't do it, but the freaking evidence pointed towards that she set up the whole thing, man. Like took out his brothers, mom, everything, man. It just shows you like how an effect of like how a person can have on one person, man. She started dating him, and her whole personality shifted. It changed. She became like a completely different person. They said she was more standoffish with her parents, and she wanted to be with him, and she decided to do that horrific act. And then look where it landed her, bro. She's in freaking jail, man, for life, bro. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's it, man, for this video for you guys today. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today, man. Like I said, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man, so we can hit the algorithm, we could grow even faster. I just want to say thank you guys for the love you've been showing, actually, over the past few couple of videos, man. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate it, man. If you guys can spread the word about this channel, bro. Let's hit 1,000, go beyond, man. Try to get into this algorithm. Maybe one day, man, like I said, maybe one month more I could do like daily uploads. I've been like questioning that. I don't know if you guys would want that, man. Tell me in the comment section down below, guys, if you guys want me to do daily uploads, man. I can try to do it, man, but it's up to you guys, bro. But yep, I'm out. Hopefully you guys have a good day, man. Tell me in the comment section down below what case, man, give you guys the most chills, bro. I wanna know. Peace, YouTube.